Yeah, a lot of us know people in Florida. We've got friends. We have family.
We do. My parents typically reside in Florida. They happen to not be there, but my grandparents are currently in Naples. That is where they live full time. They're East Coasters. They used to live in the Northeast. I think they're on the line with us over the phone. Gramps, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
This is my grandfather, Chet Hines, and my grandmother, Barbara Hines. She'll probably be on here in a second. All right, give me the lowdown, because I know that we were going to FaceTime with you, Gramps, but we couldn't do that because you have terrible cell phone service and there's no Wi-Fi. But you guys are doing okay so far, right?
You got it. And I tell you, things have been just, for us, as good as they could be. We have electric service here all the time because we're close to the hospital. But other than that, we don't have internet service. We don't have TV. But what's happening now is we're on the back end of this entire hurricane experience where winds have gusted to 155 miles an hour on average. Now that they've landed up near Sanibel Island at 180 gusts, it's amazing to us what's happened to this part of Southwest Florida.
It's amazing to me that we can talk to you right now. I got to say, this is the strangest way to meet your friend's grandparents on live TV like this.
This is Ben, Gramps.
We were watching the storm, and all the talk, Chet, the last couple of days has been, Tampa, farther north, and then when this thing approached, you really were the bullseye down in Naples.
Well, it sounds right. And what happened was once it left Cuba, it was supposed to be going northeast. However, yesterday after it left Cuba, it started to go more easterly and came in closer to Fort Myers rather than up further north.
So talk to me a little. Talk to me a little bit about, not to cut you off there, but what are you hearing? Because I know that I was talking to you earlier and asking what you were seeing, and you said, well, we have the hurricane shutter up. We can't really see anything, Steph. That's the whole point, which is good for your safety. This is my grandparents. Aren't they cute?
They
on the side of the screen there. But what are you hearing? Because when you're talking 150 mile an hour sustained winds, it's got to sound like a train, right?
Well, it's beyond that. I mean, everything that we've seen and heard is amazing here. We lived through Irma, and it was not a problem. But this one is the most severe, according to what I've heard, of anything that's ever hit Florida. And it's coming in around Sanibel Island. But what we've experienced is high winds, extraordinary rain. We've already had a bad rainy season. And now it's going beyond that. It's just starting to blow so hard that is difficult. I try to send you videos of palm trees flowing and what's happening within our pool cage and whatnot, but none of that's going through because we have no internet service right now.
At least you have the power, and at least we can talk to you. I have to ask, I know Steph does have an extra spare bedroom. What was the decision to actually stay and ride this storm out? I know a lot of people have decided to do that.
Many of the people here in Verona Walk, which is where we live, have decided to stick it out because the original information we received was that it wasn't going to be so severe. But unfortunately, it increased in intensity, and it grew in size, and now we're just catching the lower end of the storm as it comes on land somewhere around Fort Myers.
And at this point, I know our weather expert, Stephanie Barrichello, was talking about now it's the storm surge. It's the backside of the storm after the eye crosses land that the storm surge really starts to come in. So hopefully you guys are dry inside at this point. Hopefully it continues that way. Please stay safe. Please continue answering your phones when we call you, too, because that makes us feel a lot better.
Stephanie, we're doing our best, but, the problem is, we are, we're not close enough to the Gulf Coast, but there are areas in the Gulf Coast, especially now around Sanibel and Captiva Island, where the storm surge is supposed to be 13 to 15 feet high, and it will cover the entire island. Lord knows what's going to happen from there on in.
Well, we're thinking of everybody in Florida, especially family members. We're thinking of you guys. It's so good to hear your voice, that they're okay.
They're okay.
And good spirits.
They're happy. You call them and they're like, oh, we're having a good time. Don't worry about it. We're playing games. So got to keep the spirits up.
Well.